What's up, guys? This is your Money Cat with another episode of Stock Analysis. Today we'll be talking about American Airlines and whether or not now is a good time to buy the stock. Today, along with all the other airline stocks, American had a really nice pop of about 5.5%. First, let's look at the 3-year chart. I don't know if you can see it. Let's zoom in here. But today, we finally had a MACD crossover. All right, so it's crossed over just slightly. And there is a very tiny green bar right here. Okay, that's after today's big move of about 5.6%, along with all the airlines. Okay, so that's the long-term trend. We've finally turned the corner. Okay, so if we go to 180-day chart, as you can see, after we plummeted, we've consolidated and made a nice bottom for ourselves right here. Okay, and more recently, we've started to develop the ascending triangle pattern. After we hit this low of 825 right here, we've been making higher lows and coming into this triangle pattern. Couple of key lines to keep in mind. Tomorrow, if we do go up, I think there will be a little bit of resistance around 1232-ish. And then on the bottom side, I have two trend lines drawn. This one right here, this one is more of a soft trend line. What I mean by that is if tomorrow or the rest of the week, if it were to test the resistance and come back down and it bounces off of this trend line, I am perfectly okay with that. I'm not worried whatsoever. I'm completely content. Now, on the other hand, if it does manage to break below this trend line, I'm a little bit worried, but not worried enough to panic and panic and sell the stocks. That is for this trend line right here. If it does go below this trend line, then most likely it'll go down to this level or even farther and test this line. But let's hope it doesn't get to that. My guess is that tomorrow and at the end of this week, it'll test this resistance. It might go up even a little bit more. If it does break through, it'll get a little bit too hot, come down, and then probably go up like this. If it tests the resistance and fails to break, it'll come down and hopefully it'll catch this trend line and then break it sometime next week or so. One of the reasons why American Airlines looks so enticing to investors is because it's been beaten down so badly that it has so much room to return to the previous 2019 levels. Right? If we take today's aftermarket price, $12.04, return it all the way to $30 or so, it's about 150% gain. And people look at this and they're just salivating at the potential gain. However, let's be honest, nobody knows that it will return all the way to that level, and no one knows how long it'll take. Experts and analysts are discussing about at least 3 to 5 years for airline industry to return to its 2019 levels. So that's quite a bit. That's quite a long time. Also, fundamentally, there is no story here whatsoever. American Airlines has about $30 billion in debt, and it's burning $50 to $70 million every single day. It also has the worst balance sheet among all the airline companies. Recently, when Boeing CEO came on TV and said at least one major airline company will file for bankruptcy, many people have guessed that that would be American Airlines because of its massive, massive debt. So personally, if I were to buy American Airlines, I'm not expecting to just buy and hold and just hope that it goes all the way back to the $30 level. But I'll probably be looking at, in the short term, right, after it breaks above the ascending triangle, it'll for sure go at least up to this next resistance, which will be about 14%. And then I do think pretty easily it can go up to about $17 level. That's about 40%, and that's the level that we tested previously right off the first rebound after this bottom. And then at that point, I'll probably reassess the situation. One of the things that I really, really like about this current scenario is that, like I showed you on the 3-year chart, the MACD crossover finally happened. I love it when on the longer time frame chart, it is uptrending, and also as you get shorter on the time frames, they're all uptrending. When the uptrends coincide, then that's when you can really take advantage of it. So I do think right now there's pretty good confirmation to enter into a long position for American Airlines. However, if you were to choose among the airline companies, I do think there are better, a little bit safer companies to choose from than American, just because of its massive debt. The only way any of these airline companies will not go up is if they were to file for bankruptcy. So knowing that, I'd rather choose another airline company that's much less likely to file for bankruptcy, even if that means maybe the retracement will not be as high as American Airlines potentially has. That's a trade-off that I'm personally willing to make. Now, some people might be just balls to the wall. I want this 150% retracement and just buy into American. I do think you can make a good profit out of it in the shorter term swing trade kind of thing. But again, I don't see any fundamental story here to back that up. So I would be continuously reassessing at every key level that I've mentioned before and update your decision based on that from time to time. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to do your own research and make your own decision, because after all, it is your money that you're investing. Please subscribe for more stock analysis, investing, and financial tips, and I will see you guys next time.